All right, here we go with another Freestyle Friday. It is July 30th of 2021, the final Friday of July 2021. I'm the host, that's what they tell me, and I'm joined, as usual, by Brandy. Hey, Brandy.
Hey, Johns.
And we have a special guest, Vaughn Anise of Bono's Bands. Say hello to the people, Vaughn Anise.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, so we have, of course, 3 topics as usual. We're going to go through. Let's see how quickly we can do it. But we do have to have some fun. And speaking of fun, potatoes, it's the staple of the world. I mean, it has prevented famine and all other kinds of problems throughout the history of our great world. And now it's being used in an even more, wonderful and creative way. Because a Swedish researcher has found that potato milk might be the most climate-friendly dairy alternative so far. So forget the almonds. We know it takes a lot of water for those. Forget whatever else you're having. Potato milk is coming to you, and it is an emulsion using canola oil. That way you get your omega-3s. So everybody is on board, I know, excited. It is in certain countries. Who knows when it'll come to us? Vaughn Anise, start us off as our esteemed guest. Tell us not if you're going to have this and drink it, but when. How soon will you purchase this alternative when it comes your way?
Never. Okay? I have no plans on drinking potatoes. Like, it just sounds fattening for no freaking reason. Like, I need extra fat on my thighs. No, thank you.
But what about almond milk? Is that okay?
It's okay as long as you mix it with coconut milk, because then the blend is delicious. Yes. Okay, I'm a blend girl.
So the fat from that is okay, but not the fat from.
This is marketing right here. This is a conversation about marketing, okay? Because we have come, and I will continue to talk about how we have branded the potato as a fat-producing food. Potatoes do not have fat.
That's the problem.
No, it's the oil. Yes, agreed. The oil. Yes, that is it. But I just want to make a distinction. It is the canola oil, not the potato on its own.
Yeah, and this comes to us from a report in Food and Wine, which is not where you would expect this to be. Food and Wine is talking about this.
All things food, all things wine.
Well, yeah, and now oil with potato. Can we stop torturing the potato? I'm in a lobby for the humble potato, minding its business, and everyone wants to come in and ruin it. I mean, potato milk, okay. I think we're done with that. Now, moving forward, the next thing is, we're done. I can't anymore with potato milk. But I can maybe, well, not really not. But let's talk about Lollapalooza. We know right now the question is, with large events, are they going to require vaccinations? Are they going to require testing at the site? Are they going to require both? The science, I'm not even going to talk about. I keep trying to listen to these experts and figure out what the numbers are, what they're saying. It's not quite clear to me. But without that, marring this discussion, NPR is telling us that Lollapalooza will require a vaccination card or a negative test to attend the festival. So the question is, okay, well, does that make any sense to us? Does it make sense to have these large events? Now, it is outside, so will that mean something different if you have a whole bunch of people? And is this something that we think is actually in the best interest of the attendees? Brandy, start us off with that. Will you be attending Lollapalooza?
Absolutely not.
Wait a minute, though. You have to be vaccinated or you have to have a negative test. Does that make you feel safe?
No. It doesn't make me feel safe. Crowds of people don't make me feel safe. Like I told people at the beginning of this, and I stand firm to my viewpoint, COVID never scared me. People with COVID in the mix is what scares
Now,
me.
wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're throwing bombs, and I've got to pause. Why didn't, and then you're taking a drink while you're doing it. See, that is gangster. Now, look, why didn't COVID ever scare you, as you say? What's your reasoning behind that? And then you can talk about how people scare you.
Yes, Josie. Well, listen, COVID is a virus, right? It's a virus. Got it. People spread the virus.
Yeah.
Right? So the virus on its own, if we follow a protocol, we can either avoid it or we can stop it in its tracks if we keep the environment like isolated, right? So I trusted myself to be able to follow the protocol to make sure that I wasn't going to spread it. Probably not contract it because I'm not going to be places where I'm going to contract it. And in the event that I potentially could have had access to it, I have like a protocol to try to mitigate as much of it as I can. People in that mix, I can control me. I can't control a whole bunch of people not following a protocol of something that was so unknown and so just like new and constantly evolving, right? So that for me was why I'm like, okay, if I need to keep myself healthy, right? I want to lower my stress. My stress levels have to be low. And so I have to go, okay, what is this? This is my personal like process I'm sharing. What is this? It's a virus. Got it. We have precedents for how to manage viruses, regardless of the type it is. I can control this. Totally fine. My stress is low. That helps my immunity because I got to keep my immunity up so I can fight this virus, right? That's the key. Keep everything down. The people, once you put them in the mix, again, like I say, I can't control the people. I can't trust that the people are going to follow the same protocol. So that's why I always said COVID doesn't scare me because it's a virus. Like we have some data to help us to figure this one out. But like I say, people with this, not wanting to follow protocol, wanting to do what they want to do, listening to people tell them that it's not even something that we should be worried about. That's the stuff that concerned me.
The ones that drank bleach.
Yes, yes, those.
Do people really do that?
They did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Vonanise, I can't. But just tell us. So, what about you, Vonanise? What's your perspective? Are you a Lollapalooza person? And if so, does this give you confidence that they're going to take care of everybody's health?
Well, I just volunteer that I'm vaccinated. But just because I'm vaccinated, I know that doesn't mean that I can't get COVID. So that means that I don't feel comfortable going out into large crowds of people. You know? And so I wouldn't be participating in Lollapalooza. And I don't understand why anyone else does, but some people feel that they need the concert setting. But I was never a concert person from the beginning because ever since I was little, my mother was scared of concerts. So I just feel like everything needs to be shut down until 2022. And we get this all in order. All of it. No concerts, no nothing.
But what will that look like?
See, Americans of the things that they're used to. No concerts, no nothing. Because people need to get themselves together. And if you're not going to get vaccinated, then you need to stay home. And if we have less fun stuff, people aren't as rational as Brandy to stay home. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but some of the issues now that we're seeing from the CDC data is, like you were saying, even if you're vaccinated, you can get it, you can transmit it. So the question really is, if we're going to open up, what are the standards to tell us that it's okay to open up? What are we expecting?
I think it's so they don't even have standards. They keep changing. That's why everyone needs to sit down, like Kendrick Lamar said. Sit down. Like, they don't even know what they're talking about. Like, every time I turn around, there's a new rule. So just chill out. No concerts, no buffets, no concerts.
What about Broadway shows? People. Are you okay with Broadway shows instead of the concerts?
Oh, shut up. Broadway is... No, I'm not. But I love Broadway, and I want it to come back. But because it's not worth it for the performance to sit there if they can't sell the house out.
Yeah, and now they're requiring. They just announced this at Broadway that to be, to sit there, to be in the audience, you have to be vaccinated. But again, the question is going to be: is that enough to stop transmission? And like you're saying, Von Anise, we just don't know. So I just wish that they would be more transparent with the data. As someone who does,
someone who's vaccinated goes in there and they have COVID, they're asymptomatic, they give it to someone else who's vaccinated, and then that person takes it home to someone in their house that's not vaccinated. It's just too much, It's
a lot. Yeah, it is a lot. And we still don't know, but I hope that we get some clarity at some point with numbers. That's what I like. Numbers.
Data.
Not talking. Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of numbers, something that does like numbers, it runs on numbers. Robots.
Yay.
Now, last week, Von Anise, when you weren't here, we talked about robot manicures. So in honor of your presence, we're bringing robots back. And this time, it's restaurants hiring robots to serve tables. This is from a Newsweek article, and it's because of the worker shortage. So, I mean, these restaurants really are trying to hire people. They're going to anybody they can get. Now they said, forget it, robots. So the question for you, Von Anise, keep talking to me here is, are you comfortable being served by a robot? Also, let's say the robots work well. Do you think that would pose a problem for human workers when they want to come back? Give us your perspective, Von Anise.
I'm very comfortable with robots because humans sneeze and humans carry the coronavirus. So we're good. Robots can serve me food. In terms of my skills, they're not transferable to a robot. I'm a writer. I'm a creative. My jobs cannot be outsourced. What I offer to the world is invaluable. So a robot cannot replace me. All right? And I always felt this way about restaurants. Always. Who told you that business model was okay? Where you paid people $3 and umpteen cents and thought they were going to live off of tips. Hello, we're adults with bills. Like, that was unacceptable before. And so I just feel like you getting what you deserve. Because every industry needs an overhaul, and that industry did need to be overhauled. And that's bad grammar for you. That's how much I feel it. Like some good bad grammar. Okay.
Now, what if, in the interest of making robots as human-like as possible, Von Anise, they create a sneezing robot? That could happen.
What's the point? Don't give me no sneezing robot. I don't need it to be like humans. I need it to be like a daggone robot. Okay.
So, okay, this is a good question for you. Then, Brandy, I'll kick it to you. So, Von Anise, you prefer your robots to look like robots rather than be like android-like beings. Is that what you're saying?
I prefer my men to look like men and to be like men. I prefer my robots to be like robots and look like robots. That's just me. I'm consistent across the board with it.
Yeah, it's like, in Aliens, when Ripley found out that Bishop was an android, she got very angry, but he looked like a human. See, if he looked like a robot, it would have been clear. Now, Brandy, what do you think about robots and workers in restaurants and robots looking like humans, robots looking like robots? Whatever you think, let us know.
All right. So, listen, I want it to be easy for me to distinguish my robots as well. Even though I have always wanted a chimpanzee. And I have
What does that have to do with this discussion? You want a chimpanzee robot?
Yes! I've always wanted, but I never wanted to clean up.
This is when the show goes off the rails.
I wanted my chimpanzee to look and feel like a chimpanzee without the responsibility of cleaning up behind a chimpanzee. So I've always wanted
and feeding it and dealing with how it's a wild animal.
Exactly. So I've always wanted a robotic, lifelike version of a chimpanzee. So in that situation, I do want my robot to look like a chimpanzee. But when it comes to man, want my robot not to look like man, and I want it to look like a robot. Robots in
Okay.
restaurants. I don't think I mind it, to be honest with you. I don't think I mind it. Now would I want to fully run restaurant like robot? Like they have like those robot kitchens where like just the arms cook everything. And I really would want a hybrid model. Some man, some robot in the same space.
Yes.
But am I against the idea of leveraging robots in order to help people get back to normalcy, whatever that is?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I mean, look, if you know what you want to order, the robot can communicate that to a human. Then the robot can just bring you the stuff. Also, you probably won't have to go through the hassle trying to get someone's attention and all this other stuff. So it might be something, and this is what they're doing now, where it is a hybrid model. You have the robot do things that robots can do, and you have humans do the things that robots can't. I mean, even, I teach test preparation where they have essays. They have robots grading essays. With
They
a human.
also, when you go to restaurants like Olive Garden, they have a little computer at the table. And you can type in what you want. And then you could pay at the table and everything. And the waiter and waitress just comes over to like chat, So I guess that started the idea of the computerized ordering system. And it just evolves into the idea of robots.
Yeah. And then the question would be,
I'm gonna say they've been
go ahead, Brandy.
robots, and they've been using this whole robot system in Asia and Pizza Hut for a while. So like maybe the last 3 years they've actually been doing, and people seem to love it.
Yeah, well, because we have all been in restaurants where you have a not so great interaction, so this could cut down on that. Also, the question would be, whenever you have innovations, it leads to other innovations. I wonder, with the people who would normally be servers, if they're replaced, what they would then be able to do instead. So that's something to look out for. What would restaurants do with the extra manpower they could have, or woman power, or people power? So with that, that's the end of this Freestyle Friday. Who knows what topics we're going to have? We went from potatoes with oil being liquefied. We go to Lollapalooza, vaccine or testing. Who knows what will come of that? And then we end with the lowly robot that is very safe and very effective.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vaughn and Denise, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. And Brandy, thank you as well. Oh. Bye-bye, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.